Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Sunday, a bit late today because just messing around with my son really. He's outside playing right now. And I've just been catching up on a few things in here. I hope the music playing in the background's not too distracting. If it is, let me know. And I'll turn it down or not, or I might just boost it up. And I just got to catch up on a couple of things. And also just chasing up on some hosting price changes for some clients. This feature you see over here was created in Canva, and I just set it as a, what was it? I think it was 500 pixels by 1080 high. And then I've just shoved it over there to this side of the screen. Which is kind of cool because you could do something on this side as well if you ever wanted to. And obviously you can play them on and off whenever you want. And I've also got this one as well. So if ever I take a break, so I decide I've got to go and do something or whatever, I can do that as well. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool what you can do. Pretty cool what you can do. Just checking on my son as he's riding his bike, make sure he's okay. Yeah, he seems alright. He's out there on his bike, just doing his stuff. So I've just got to, yeah, I'm just, hope you're all having a good Sunday. So far my Sunday's been alright. It's been a bit lazy. It's been a while since I had a bit of a lazy Sunday. But now I'm just checking up on emails and stuff like that. And of course messages, because there's always messages that come in. Like someone's posted a message, which is a bit of a weird one, where they watched one of our existing videos and they liked it. And it was a video about the Seraphonite Accelerator plugin for page speed. Pretty good plugin, and there are some problems with it, but it's not too bad. But the problem with the free version is you get this like disclaimer at the bottom of your website, and they've said, well, how do I get rid of that? And I said, well, mess around with your footer template, your margins and your padding, and you'll be fine. And they've gone and said, oh, but I use Astra. How do I do that? And it's like, you are using Elementor Pro, aren't you? You're not one of those people that's just using the Astra header and footer, aren't you? Because anyone out there that uses the Astra header and footer, you're going to hate it when you realise you're limited as to what you can do with it. Hey Chingy, good to see you by the well. By the well, I said, by the way. Good to see you. Hope you're okay. Hope you're alright, mate. Ah, cool. Yeah, and you know, it is very subjective, that whole video with the plugins I like to use and the essentials, and you'll now see, oh my god, are they the essentials? 8 plugins, that it? After that, it depends on the project or what you need to deliver that project. So I'm very tight with how many plugins I have on there. I think it's a great way of just keeping things condensed, basically, you know, without overloading your plugins, basically. Because I don't like it when I see some websites and they are just like bombarded with plugins and stuff, and you kind of go, why do you need all that? You don't need all that. Hey Mark, you're right. Oh yeah, Mark, cheers for that video. I do follow him as well, that guy, Justin, Primal. It's how I found EV Mux, by the way, Mark. It was because of his video he did about 3 weeks ago, I think it was. 3-4 weeks ago, he did a video. Hey, Peter. He did a video about streaming, and he focused a lot on all of the paid packages, but he mentioned EV Mux, and they tend to focus on the premium upgrades, but I realised, it's free. But he's quite good on he's a very approachable. Not approachable, that's the wrong word. likable. He's very likable in the way he presents. Just comes down like the sort of guy you'd bump into a pub or work. You'd sit down and have a chat. A bit of a Ramesh. He's a bit of a Ramesh. You can talk about anything you want. How to steal people's food from the fridge. That's the kind of guy you want. How to warm up someone else's food in a microwave, take a bite, realise it's not yours, and then put it back in the fridge. That story still makes me laugh. And I know some people get really irritated by it because they talk about food poisoning, but I still laugh. How could he pick up food, warm it up in a microwave, and then realise it wasn't his after he took a bite? And it was meat, and he's a vegetarian. That's what made it even more special. It was meat. How could you warm up, open it, not realise that was meat? How did he associate meat with vegetable? It makes no sense. His was pasta as well, whereas Tom's was, I think it was like a bolognese or something. It was beef mince. I just don't get it. I mean, how dense can you be? How dense. But I hope you're all having a good Sunday. And when I saw your Facebook post yesterday, Mark, about the celebrating of the job, I thought, what reply can I put here? And all I could think was, oh yeah, you deserve it. I just didn't know what to put. I thought, Mark is celebrating. What? I thought it'd be the opposite. Ah, nice one. See what I mean, Peter? I mean, to be honest, this morning, when I say it's been a bit lazy, got up, did some weights, helped my son out with some homework and learning and all of that. Oh, yes, it was Claire's post, wasn't it? Yes, you're right. Did helping him out with like some maths and English and stuff and reading. Went to the shops, came back, and then I've been kind of working and stuff, but on my phone. And there's only so much you can do on your phone when you're replying to messages or investigating problems and stuff. So I had to just get up and go, right, okay, son's now decided to go out and play with everyone. They're just out there. I thought, right, I can probably get an hour live chatting an hour of actual computer work, but while I'm doing it, I might as well just go live. I can do two things at the same time. Yeah, well, it looks like you've already spent it. Well, there you go, you see. Now I know where the dividends went. It all just went on that. Where did you go again? Was it... I can't remember now. Was it ice cream? I can't remember what you had now. It looked like you had a bakery hat on. Or was it... No, it was a paper hat. Or something. Pizza Express. Yeah, I need to do that too, Peter. I need to sell my son's old bike and some old toys as well. Oh, man. Taking out the bathroom. I was... My downstairs ground floor is still perplexing me. The layout, the rooms, the functionality, the flooring, the walls. I'm trying to map out how to make the rooms more functional, and I really, really do need to get myself down to IKEA and just look at their room layouts. That's always I always find that you can look at magazines You can look at, you know, online, you know, inspiration for lounges. But you know what? When you actually go to IKEA, when you can actually walk through the rooms, it's such a different effect and feeling, isn't it? And I really need to get myself down there. The only problem I have is because now, ever since COVID, IKEA, the Nottingham one, and most places, they've stopped doing the creche. You know, the play area for kids and teenagers. You could go in and they had tons of stuff to do. They don't do that anymore, obviously due to COVID. So it's like, I know Raheem gets a bit bored if we're just walking through IKEA. He prefers it if it's the creche. And if I say to him the creche ain't there now, he kind of goes, oh, I ain't going. So he's a bit more stubborn now. Well, that's the thing, Peter. So last year, I actually paid someone they were a really good interior designer. I paid for them to give me a layout for a room, and I have to be honest, what they gave me, and I had to pay them because they'd done their bit. But was I impressed? I was like, not really. It didn't really. It was like, oh, move this there and do that, and I was like, yeah, I could have told you that myself. It's like, how do I make the open plan feel more functional and make the rooms have more of an identity? So I'm just struggling to get it to work right. Every year I redo it, and you're spending money for no good reason. So, oh, you mean you get people to do the work? Yeah. I'm very hands-on. I'm very hands-on with the DIY side. Plastering, though. No, I'll get someone else to do that. I'm crap at plastering. Someone else can do that. I've tried it. I'm not good at it. But doing the designs, that's where I kind of need. Just check my son's okay. Yeah, he's fine. Just, you know. Yeah, there are apps, but I have to be honest. The apps, you know. I just want someone to come in and just go, right, okay, I can see the problem. Boom, and sort it out. Well, not sort it out. Just give me something that makes me go, ah, I did not think of that. Right, quit watching this video. And I want to now, everybody come dun 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 dun. In the UK, you got to be careful of contractors. Make sure they stick to the damn plan, or that they know what they're doing, because they can be a little bit Yeah, so Mark, just to let you know, yeah, okay, the super thanks, that bit, it's not available yet. So it's something that's being rolled out. So I've checked, we definitely haven't got that yet. It is coming. When is it coming? We don't know. So it's coming soon. There's probably a good chance that it's kind of been rolled out in America first, and then it will eventually get to the UK. I have to be honest though, when I'm doing DIY, I sometimes get frustrated. You're doing it really well, and then like, you want to get it done, and then you just start to like, I almost end up fudging it when I get towards the end, because I just want to get the job done. So if you ever look at any of my DIY jobs, you'll see, oh, it's brilliant. And then you get right to the end and you go, ooh, that could have been done a bit better. It's because I just wanted to get it done. And I always give myself these really, Pete, I'm not really nice to work with. I'm very particular about timing. So if I decide I'm going to get this done today, or I'm going to get this done Friday to Sunday or whatever, I want to get it done. If I know the job's going to carry on to the next day, I am not in a good mood. I really am not. I'm like, Just get on with it. Come on, let's just get it done. But yeah, that was a very impressive gate, Peter. Very impressive. You should change your job. Become a gatekeeper. Don't like the look of the weather. It looks like it's going to rain again. Do 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 do. But yeah, I was saying earlier, for those that just joined on now, there was someone who sent me an email about one of the videos and they wanted to do something extra with it. And I said, yeah, you do this with the footer. And they then came back saying, yeah, but I use the Astra footer. And I was like, you need to use the Elementor footer or something else. Another builder footer, whatever. Don't just use the Astra header and the Astra footer. You are limiting yourself in what you can do. It's like... Because I'm like, oh, but how do I do it with the Astra footer? I don't know. Go and mess around with your theme. Put some code snippet in. That's for you to work out, not for me. I don't use Astra. You know, find someone who does. Haha. Well, if you're good at it, Peter, if you're good at it. Things like, so I used to have a gardening business back in 2000 and... Let me get the dates right. It was 2005 to 2009. So for about 4 years I had a gardening business. And it was a bit tough because I was juggling work and then designing and doing the work on gardens as well, evenings, weekends. Sometimes if I took a week off work, it wasn't for me to chill out. It was because I was working on someone's project garden. So like decking or patios or just garden arrangement, pagoda, you know, all that stuff. And it was fun, but it was also very tough work, very tough work. And then in the end, I just got a bit like, I got frustrated, and it's similar a little bit to what you have now. So like with web design, where people are like, yeah, just do it, whatever. You know, just do our website for us. I used to hate where you go to see a client, 10-minute drive down to see them. You go in and they show you an absolutely bomb site of a garden. And they're like, oh, I want this all removed and I want turf laying. And I was like, that's not really gardening design. I said, is that it? You just want the rubbish removing and you want turf laying? They were like, yeah, that's all we want. I go, no plants, no nothing, just that. They're like, yeah. I go, right. So why don't you contact a company to clear your garden up for starters, get a skip or whatever, or get them to take it away. Number 2, here's a company who will then do your turf for you. Number 3, make sure you agree with them. Are they going to supply the topsoil, or are you going to supply the topsoil, and are they going to rotivate it and all that? They're like, huh? Why can't you do it? And it's like, because that's not really garden design. Yeah. You know, and this is at the time when Garden Force in the UK was major show then, you know, Garden Force. The repeats and everything, it was major stuff. And you sit there thinking, you just want this bomb site. Like this might be an old bath, an old toilet, a knockdown shed. I'm like, I said, this is dead easy to design. I'll draw a rectangle and colour it green. Here's your design. So that was very, very frustrating. Paved paras put on a parking lot. Or when you had some and they said, oh, we just want the whole thing slabbed. And I was like, you got a couple of trees, you got a nice rectangular garden, you're south facing, you know, and all that. And they just wanted complete slab. And you're thinking, it's probably cheaper for you just to get someone to just pour concrete in and then just flatten it or whatever. You know, like, really? if the garden, due to the, you know, maybe it's east facing or what, or north facing, right? Or it's already slabbed or whatever. I get it when you want to do lots of potted plants. But when people say that sometimes, I sort of go, really? Is that it? Is that all you want? Or I remember one. They wanted like, it was almost like, how to explain it? It was like multi-levels of decking, right? They had this vision for multi-levels of decking, which I was like, ooh, this is way complicated. And then in the middle, they wanted enough space to put like a jacuzzi. One of these big like 8-person jacuzzis. And I was like, well, we don't do jacuzzis. I went, yeah, but build it so that we can then get to put the pipes in later. And I was like, you're better getting the jacuzzi, working out where that goes, get that all installed, and then build the decking around it. You can't just build a hole and then bloop, pop it in. So question, how do you design a website with Elementor? So, well, it comes down to like, so, you know, all right, so let's say you've worked out the ideal client, the business, what they're trying to get out of it, what kind of website it is and all of that. I don't use example or anything like that. Do you want to stage and site and then migrate it, or do you do it live? Well, sometimes we do it on a staging site and then we migrate it. Sometimes we do it on the live as well, but it might be that we're the only admin people with the website or whatever. So the client hasn't. So even if the client was to, you know, get a backup done, you know, they still wouldn't have access to it, whatever. Don't really do it offline, and I'll tell you why. I did it once, and I found it was more hassle and work, because when you're doing it online, you get to check it with a lot more resources and stuff that I like to use, Responsinator or Responsively or other stuff like that. And I'm now getting as real as possible the way the links, the way things are working, speed, you know. There is no right or wrong answer, but a lot of it often comes down to just check he's all right. Just how much like, how much of the real experience do you want to absorb or get out of the website when you're building? So, staging site or a live site, one of the two. But then you do secure it down, you know, so you want to make sure the client can't just jump in and rip you off. However, this is something a lot of people will already know, is that when you take the 50% at the start, right, that 50%, in my eyes, and others usually follow this same mindset, is enough to cover the build of the website. So let's just say you get to the end of the job and the client then like gets a copy of the website and does a runner. Ha ha, I've got the website, I'm gonna pay you. Right? That 50% that you got initially at the start covers off the time and you're happy. The final 50% that you get at the end, that's the gravy. That's the extra bit that you're even more happier with. So what we're not going to do is what some people do, where they kind of, they don't take a deposit. They start building the website, and it's not until like the client goes, yeah, I like the homepage, they receive 20, 30, 40, 50%, whatever. Bad business model to do, because that's your time gone down the drain, right? So, yeah. But that's just how we do it. And like I said, there is no perfect answer, I think. And there will come a point in time, I think, where we might suddenly go, you know what, this isn't working too well now. We need to change what we do and how we do it. And when we get to that stage, we will review how we do it. You know, so just gonna just move this cushion behind my back. But yeah, we'll review things then. I don't think my son's happy today. He looks a little bit. I know he's playing, but I don't know if he's actually playing. He just seems to be going around in circles on his bike. Maybe his steering wheel is... Maybe his bars are stuck. Oh, I don't know what he's up to. Anyway, do you know if you can get domain names? No, you can't. Right, so... Right, just hang on a second, Peter. You need to do this, alright? Here's my big tip for where you should get it. If you don't want to get it using the method I'm telling you here, right, don't. But go here, right? So cloud, right? And there is a time-stamped bit in the video. There's a time-stamped bit in the video at the 8 minutes 20 mark. 8 minutes 20. Okay. 8 minutes 20. It talks about the. In fact, 5 minutes at the 6 minute mark. Sorry, 6 minute mark. It talks about the custom domain, the emails, and the solution. It's 5 minutes long, that bit, but watch it. I strongly recommend you watch it for the domain and the emails, and I give you a solution. And there's loads of solutions, but this is one solution that I know is so simple to use and cheap. It is super cheap, right? I mean, the email bit is free. It's super cheap and cost-effective way to do it. So go watch that. That's what I recommend you do. If you need to get the domain name and the email. I think there's going to come a point in time soon where Elementor Cloud will offer you the domain name and the email. I think eventually they will offer you that. So it comes as part of a package. Well, what you do, Peter, is zoho.com. Watch the video, though, because it goes through the steps. You watch that. Well, sorry. You get your domain and your email from there. Get that first. Then get the cloud. Then you connect them, and it's not difficult to connect them, right? Once they're connected and the domain name is propagated, usually took half an hour. They say 48 hours, but it took half an hour. Then you're good to go. Then you are good to go. Just checking on the kids. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 of them. They're all around the same age, but I always like to keep an eye on them because I can see them all from here, and I always feel like I've got to be a bit protective of them all. Yeah. But remember, the video's about cloud, but the 6 minute mark, you have about 5 minutes worth of material where I go over the domain name, the problem with emails, and the solution for the domain and the email, and how I would approach it. So any future clients, I won't be sending them to 123reg or wherever to get their domain name. I'll say, right, get your domain name here. As part of that, you get the email. 6 minute mark. It's at the 6 minute mark. You can't miss it. It's in the timestamp. 6 minutes, okay? You do that. Then we sort out the cloud. Then we get the ball rolling. Because it's one of those things where you can start using the cloud and connect your domain afterwards. Hey, George, you can connect your domain afterwards. I wouldn't recommend that. I would always say to everyone, don't start building a website until you've connected it to the domain you're going to be using it on. Because it's actually a bit of a recipe for disaster here, because your links and stuff can break. Hang on, I've got to check my son. What's up? What's up? By who? The sirens aren't after you. Bye. So Raheem goes, he thinks he's getting arrested. And I go, why? And he goes, he said he can hear sirens. What the heck's that got to do with him? He's just riding his bike. He can hear police sirens somewhere. I can't hear him. And he goes, oh, I'm getting arrested. Do you know what? It wouldn't be a bad idea if they did arrest him. Sometimes I feel like, teach him a lesson about how living at home, all the luxuries he gets, make him understand. He's got a free life at the minute. Hey George, how's that website you mentioned yesterday? The one about the theme? Or should I not mention it? How's that child theme going? How's that going, mate? Yeah, saying, to be honest, Peter, going back to your question, normally you do your domain, your email, and your hosting. You might do that all in one, whatever, you know, and you get it all in one place. But I think, and I have spoken to Elementor people about this, right? I said you've really missed a trick here. I said there'll be loads of people that buy the cloud, and then they're going to get a shock when they realise there's no domain, there's no email. I said, you haven't said anywhere that's what you offer them, but when you say to people, hey, get your website, Elementor Cloud, they're going to start thinking, oh, I get all of this stuff. Because they'll have read somewhere that Elementor has a form that goes to your email. So people will make that assumption. Even I assumed, oh, maybe you can do all of this. And I checked and searched and nowhere. However, I can't promise anything, but I definitely think, and this is just me, but I definitely think before Christmas, in the next 9 months, they will be doing something whereby, I don't know, you get the domain and the email as well. Will it be an increased cost? Maybe, but the Zoho.com solution in the video, for an extra, let me get it right, for an extra $12 a year, $12 a year, you get the domain and the email up to, I think it's up to 500 megabytes. I might be wrong. But yeah, free email. For $12 a year, which you'd probably have been paying, you actually be paying more for some places where you might get the domain for like $1 and then you're paying like $3 a month for the email. No, $12 per year, and the cost does not go up and down. $12 per year, domain, unless it's a very niche domain, then the cost goes up. But domain, emails, $12 a year. So $12, oh no, hold on, was it $12? Yeah, it's $12 on top of your $99, $111. It's kind of quite cool. So George, wow. I mean, I tell you what, George, you're gonna be much more bigger expert. I do not. When there are some stuff with even Elementor, I just don't like to get involved in too much, like classes and stuff. So I have my strengths, but then I have stuff like where I go, well, I don't like to get involved in some stuff, but then again, I've never had to get involved in that stuff, so I can kind of go, yeah, we're okay. Yes, exactly, George, exactly. And that's why I don't like child themes. You know, parent theme changes, right? You have to modify your child theme again. Some people say, oh no, you don't. I go, yeah, you do. You're going to have to like move things over. I bet, George. It reminds me of when I used to do a lot of SQL, when I was doing analysis and health. I used to love getting dirty with the programming code. Often someone would say, oh, we can't do X. And I'd be like, yes, you can. Think out the box. Boom, 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 boom. I used to love that. Problem solving with SQL. Loved it. Or SQL, as we called it. Ugh. Right, so someone who scheduled a meeting with me last Monday and they didn't turn up to the meeting has now scheduled another one for this evening. And you know what? I'm not going to join in. I'm going to have to say, she might jump onto this, but I'm going to have to say I'm really sorry. Because I wasted my time waiting for her to join, and she didn't even reply and message me to say she's not joining. Sets up a meeting, books in a time and date, and she didn't even email me to say she's not joining. I emailed her to say, are you coming on? No reply. And then I get another booking to say, hey, because they want to do some meta tag to the homepage. I'm really, really sorry, but I'm not interested. Don't care what they... you know, don't care. Well, I mean... I always fit stuff in, but for me it's a bit like... They booked last Monday. I then made sure I left that slot free. I then set up, get the camera on, go to the meeting. I actually waited 15 minutes for them. I was doing other stuff, but I kept waiting. Emailed them, no reply. So maybe they changed their mind or they didn't need me then. And then they come back with another problem. And I hate to say it, but do you know what? If I lose them as a subscriber, I don't care. Hey, Della. But sorry, I didn't say hi Della before I started. Yeah, but yeah, because it is like, for me, it's like, for me, it comes into a situation where if I then go, you know what, I'm going to help them out, regardless. I will. This meeting at 6:45 my time this evening, I will help them out. You are then setting a precedent where you're telling that person indirectly that you can dictate my time and you don't have to explain yourself to me and I will be there for you. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Because when you're a freelancer or an agency or you're working on your own or whatever, you have a lot more control over your destiny and your life. So I say, don't feel indebted. Don't feel indebted. I'm just going to go and check on the kids. They all look, I think there's a little bit, they all seem like something's... I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay? Ha! Well, yeah, exactly, Della, yeah. And it's like, you're absolutely right. I completely, totally agree with you. The initial theme was hello, George is saying. I remember you saying, George, because when you said, right, they had hello and they used a child theme, I'm like, unless it's a really funky feature, what are they doing with a child theme? Right, I'm back in 5 minutes, okay? Just listen to the music. In fact, should I put the music up for you? I'm not even sure if you like the music. I've upped it a bit, I'll be back. Hey everyone, I'm back. Let me just put the music back down again to about there. Let's take that off. Hey, I'm back. Yeah, he's all right. The kids are okay. Just when you have 8 kids, Ryan, you got like when you got 8 kids, they're all the same age, you know, between about 7, 8 years old. You just got to check they're all okay. Yeah, so we've changed the system now. So you have to be subscribed. And you have to have been subscribed to the channel for a minimum of 5 minutes. So anyone who's brand new, takes 5 minutes before you can join. So it stops a lot of the, what you call it, spammers or trollers. Yep, go on, carry on cycling. Yeah, I can really see you. Sun goes, oh, look how fast I can go. I'm like, yeah, I can see you. I'm not even looking. Yeah, go on, do your stuff. So getting to roots, what you need to do, in my opinion, for what you've just sent me a message on, okay? You need to use code snippets. So add it to, so install the code snippets plugin and add it to that plugin. So you go to code snippets. This is how you use code snippets. So I'll put a video on here that explains how you use it. It's dead easy, right? In fact, this is the video that is for George. So you need to use this video, code snippets, right? You go in and you add your code in there and it will add it then to your page or wherever it needs to go. That is the safest way to do it. Add it there. But that's what I'd recommend you do. So watch that video and it kind of explains it. You install it, add a new code. It's dead easy. You drop your code in, okay, and then it should do it for you. But that's what I would do. Hey Atlantis, afternoon. When are you moving to Australia again? No, hold on, you're not moving to Australia. You're moving to, I keep getting this wrong. You're moving to, I can't remember where you're moving to. Where are you moving to again? Oh, I can't remember. I keep forgetting. Where are you moving? Sicily, that's it. Why do I keep going Australia for? Yes, so getting to the roots, install code snippets, it's free. It will then say add new code, give the code a name like meta, whatever, HTML, give it a title, drop the code in, and then hit run. The great thing is about code snippets, if it errors, because it doesn't like the code, it errors, but it stops it working, so you're protected. Keep forgetting that, don't I? Yep, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Don't know why, every time I see, I don't know. So Della, wonder why some CSS will only work in the additional CSS. I wonder why some CSS will only work in the additional CSS for the element, but not in the whole child. It depends on how you apply it, Della. So if you have got a class name, so say you got an image and you give that image, no, header. Say you're giving that header a class name like header text. And when you do the CSS code, you've put dot header text. It's only going to apply it to that element because it's assigned to that element. However, if you stick it into your, you know where your theme is like hello, you'll have a tab for, see a mark, you'll have a customized CSS. If you drop it there, it will then apply to every header. But that's where you got to stop and think about, do you want it to apply to every header? Because it might be you want different header styles. Maybe for your button, you don't mind if your button has a particular styling. Or the way your images look, you want all of your images to have a particular styling. You just apply it. You make sure every image has the same class name. And then you just apply it. Sorry. You put the code into your customized CSS and it will apply it to every single image. One of the ways I like to make sure I've written my CSS correctly is I use this plugin. It's free and it kind of writes the CSS for you. So you click on your element, you modify it roughly to what you want, and it writes the CSS for you. Then you can go in and tinker if you want to add in some further. Yes, that site origin CSS will give you like the starting block for that plugin and whatnot, and then you can go in and tinker and add more or less to it or whatever. It's a great plugin. I mean, if you're unsure about how to use it, okay, guess what? I have a video for you which shows how I use it. Yeah, take care, Peter. Sort out that customer. Hold on, everyone. Who are you going to go park with? With me? I'm working, Raheem. But who are you going to go to the park with? Can't go park. No. Can't go park. No. No. Because it's going to rain later. If you want to go down and then come back, but you can't go around the park, you can go down and then back again, and that's it. But you can't go back. Are you okay, Serena? Yeah, but you can't go around the park. Whew, very important meeting between me and my son. A bit of negotiation there. Yeah, good point by George as well, what he's saying there about the important bit. That's something I learned a couple of years ago. And then it hit me as to why sometimes when I add code they weren't working. I opened this can not long ago. It's gone really flat. Dun, 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 dun. specific stylings which are not being overridden by the starship, such as the line height in the text box. Are you doing though what George is saying though with the whole exclamation mark important? Because that is important. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I think what George is saying is very true. It's one of those things where unless you can see the code, it is difficult. I'll tell you what, Della, if you want... So Della, if you want to email me, right, I can forward your email to George in case you're able to send him the code you're trying to write. You know, I mean, George might not look at it, by the way. There's no obligation on anyone to do anything. But if you were to email me your email, Della, I can forward it on to George, and then it's up to him if he decides to do anything with it. You know, you can't make anyone do anything here. That's not fair. But, billions in the background. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and sort some stuff out. So while I'm sorting stuff out, which I am doing by the way, I can join on for a quick chat as well with everyone. Check everyone's all right, okay? Yeah, so George will have a peek, Della. So if you want to email over the code or your email address at least, I can then forward it on to George, and then George will send you an invoice for about $20,000 to look at your code. I'll take a cut of that, and we'll see how it goes. Joke. Just drop your email over. Yeah, send over your email. If you post any links here or email address, I don't think they work. Oh yeah, that 10k. They actually came back. They actually came back and said, actually, we only want the homepage. I went, okay, yeah, 5,200. I went 5,200. Haven't heard from them since then. So that was Friday, and I think they've run off. You know, I have this sneaky feeling. Because I did a bit of research into them, that I think they are a designer based in India, because I did a bit of research, okay? I think they took on a job. They've now realised the amount of work they've got to do, and they can't do it, so now they want someone else to do it for them. But obviously they're probably only got paid $10 for the job. What's up, Raheem? I'm just talking to my son, by the way. Hey? Yeah? Can you hear this? He's saying, right, I asked you a question, you didn't answer me. And he's basically saying to me, you can work for 10 more minutes, then you have to go park with me, and then I'll let you have 2 more hours. What? But I thought you're playing Fortnite. Fine. Yeah, I'll take it. Whoever wants to go park in 10 minutes, I'll take them. Can you believe that? Somehow I don't know why, I've just kind of like, I had all these kids outside going, I'm going, fine, whoever wants to go park in 10 minutes, I'll take. So basically, in 8 minutes, we're cutting this live down. We're cutting. Boom. Right? George, I get it a lot on Facebook, a lot. And when I say to them, okay, yeah, here's the charge, they're like, what? But this job is only $30 for the whole website. And I'm like, so for a 20-page website, you're going to do it for $30. Yeah! And then they tell me the client is from the UK. And that's when I get really mad. Not at the designer, but at the client. I don't know the client, but I get really mad. You know, this client has obviously decided they want to get it done cheap and cheerful, so they're only going to pay $30. But I get a bit mad at that. I'm like, right, you know. And I then say to the designer, just don't do what they want. They will get what they paid for, you know. And, you know, but then I feel bad for them because they need the review and the money and all that. But, could you hear him? Could you guys hear him? I don't know if you could hear him, though, in the background. You know, let me just drop the music down a bit. I don't know if you guys could hear him. He was like, he was like, I asked you earlier, but he didn't answer. And I'm like, yeah, because the window was shut. I could see his mouth moving, and I just went like this to him. I don't know what he was saying. Definitely, Dave. Definitely. I mean, what I would say, though, Dave, before you advertise with her, make sure you got about 4 or 5 example websites or pages or home pages or packages built up, all right? Make sure you got them, because you don't want people to go, they go, oh, he hasn't really got many examples, and they dart off, leave, right? You want to get them, because the ones that go to look, they're the ones you really want, and they may never come again. So I would say, yeah, do it. You got to do it. Weigh up the cost of the advertising, yeah. Weigh up the cost of the advertising. However, get 4 or 5 examples done. Spend your time, get those done, all right? Don't just say, hey, yeah, I build awful websites, because someone will then say to you, right, can you send me an example? If you've got no example, you know, it's a bit like you're a bit dead in the water. Oh, that is a, hey, I might ask you, who are they? I might want to advertise with them as well. But $150 per year is really, really good. Is really, really good, in fact, yeah. That is, that's really good, definitely. Hey, I'll jump in on that. But no, $150 per year, I think that's value for money. For a year, you know, are you guaranteed to be in it? That's important as well. Make sure you're guaranteed to be in it. Do you know what, Atlantis? That's kind of the approach I take as well. Do you know what I mean? I kind of go, well, I'm sorry I can't help you, but look, if you struggle or you're able to get your client to invest more, because what they're asking for is a lot more than the $30, I'll give you an hour of my time, but the hour of my time is $120 or whatever like that, okay? Sorry, but that's just life. That's the way it is. There you go, Dave. Hold on, my son again. What is it? Give me 5 minutes. Tell them all 5 minutes. Raheem, I can't stop people going to the park. He goes, right, only me and my friend are allowed to go. There's 6 other kids there. What do you want me to do? Grab a bamboo cane and beat them off? If they follow, because there's an adult with them, I can't stop. They all live like here. The park is literally there. This is how close it is to the park. You go here, right? 2 minutes there. Not even 2 minutes. A minute that way. And it's like 30 seconds that way. And you're at the park. Right? You're at the park. Okay, in like 1 minute, 2 minutes. And the kids all live here like that. What am I going to do? Be gone. Be gone. You know, what am I going to do? I can't. Man, talk about Sunday. This has now wrecked my Sunday, everyone. So I'm going to log off in a bit, okay? I have to go and sort out the little kids, people. The future of the world. Goddamn negotiators. Yeah, good thing, Dave. Good thing, yeah. You know, you also want to know about, like, what kind of advert newsletter is it? Yeah, to be honest, of all the people there's one person he gets on the most. Hey, Ibrahim. And the rest, they're kind of... The rest are... One of them is a sister of his friend. He doesn't really get on that much well with her. And then the rest of the kids are friends with the sister of the friend. So he's like, you can't come. I cannot stop them going. They've already done that at Atlantis. They've already done that. There was last year summertime, right? I had 14 kids in my back garden every day. I ended up feeding them, giving them ice creams and drinks. I was continuously interrupted. Hey, Raheem's dad. Hey, Raheem's dad. Hey, Raheem's dad. They all used to congregate into our back garden. And it then got to a point where I was like, right, I don't think we can keep doing this all the time. Because I'm continuously worried they're going to trip up on something. They're going to fall off the decking. They're going to hit this. Then they started arguing over the place because we got 2 swings. Oh my God. When you have 14 kids fighting over swings. She's had longer than me. She's been on it longer. Oh, the seat's not clean. Oh, this. I was like, I've had enough. Right, okay, everyone. Hey, Zoom. If you've jumped on Zoom, I'm really sorry. I'm going to go now. So I need to change this from back in 5 minutes to actually saying bye. I'm gone. Okay, so yeah, these were all done with Canva. This is OBS. I'm using OBS, mate. This is just all Canva. You know, so like, look, let me put them all on. There we go. Look, all of the text overlays are on now, all in one go. Right, I'm gonna stop the music. Boom. Okay, and I'm gonna say goodbye to you all. No, yeah, 14 kids. They're not all mine. I just have one, but it's 8 kids right now. Want to go park, so I've got to go and sort them out. Take care, everyone. Think of me while I'm dying out there with the kids. All right. Bye.